Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SAGU Sports Network. My name is Evan the Astro Kid, and I am here with my brand new co-host.
I'm Alex Mewtwo. I play Call of Duty for SAGU Esports.
And we are here to watch our SAGU Lions Valorant team. We are in Week 5 of the ECAC regular season. And this evening, our SAGU Lions Valorant team is playing against Loyola Maryland University. Their nickname is the E-Hounds, and both the SAGU Lions and Loyola Maryland are 2-2. So this is quite a deciding game for the future of this season.
Yes, it is. Along with that, the team, I've had a conversation with the team. We had dinner probably less than an hour ago. They're feeling very confident. Everything seems pretty even with the teams, and with the whole division, I feel very confident with our squad, and I think we're gonna go game three probably into overtime. I would say make it really interesting.
Fair enough. Honestly, our SAGU Lions Valorant team has been practicing a lot. I've watched them. They've done the reps. They've trained. They've been doing the 2-3 setup where 2 are on offense. I believe 3 are on defense, or however they mix it up. And then they train at a numbers disadvantage, capturing sites and all these different things. So, I mean, they've really been putting the work in. So, I honestly think we could see a 2-0 sweep from our SAGU Lions.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that. Watto knows what he's doing. Watto is a great leader, and he knows to make the practices harder so the game is easier. If that makes sense. That's a good way to word it, and he does a phenomenal job at that.
Yeah, absolutely. But for just the sake of understanding, so that everybody's on the same page, I'm going to take a second to explain what this Valorant game is. This game is what is referred to as a first-person shooter, or FPS game. The main mechanic is to shoot the opponents with guns to decrease their life. This game is played by 2 teams of 5 players, fighting each other on a pre-selected battlefield that is referred to as the map. Each map is unique and allows the players to fight in different ways. Maps are chosen by the teams playing in the current game as of now. The game is played in rounds, with the first team that wins 13 rounds being declared the winner of the game as a whole. The team that wins 2 games out of 3 will take the set and get a conference win tonight. If both teams reach 12 round wins, though, they will continue to play rounds in overtime until one team wins by 2 rounds. Very similar to volleyball or ping pong and games like that. Each round is played in a bomb arming and bomb defusing scenario. The attacking team's objective is to take their bomb, that is referred to as the spike, and arm or what we call plant it on one of the available target locations that are known as sites that are on the current map. The sites are usually listed as site with a letter following. For example, site A, site B, or site C, and you will see on the mini-map, which is a little map in the corner of the screen that shows you where everything is, you'll be able to see those on the map. The defending team's objective is to stop the other team from planting the spike on one of said available sites, or if worst comes to worst, disarm, or as we say, defuse, the already planted spike before it explodes. The teams will alternate between attacking and defending until the game ends. Along with those team-specific objectives, if all players of one team have died, then they automatically lose the round. So, no matter what the situations have been up until that point, if all members on a team are dead, then they lose, except there is one exception. The only exception to this rule is if the attacking team has already planted the spike and it goes off before the defending team can defuse it. Even if all the attackers have died, if the defending team cannot defuse the spike before it explodes, then the defenders lose. At the start of every round, you receive a certain amount of money that is determined by how well you did in the previous rounds, and this is known as your economy or your econ. And at the start of every round, and when the teams switch from attacking to defending, they each receive a set amount of money, and then from then on it increases. The money is cumulative and is spent on weapons, shields, and abilities at the start of every round. Each player has their own amount of money and can buy their own gear. And keep in mind, if a player dies during a round, they lose all of their current weapons and must purchase new weapons in the following rounds. Along with specific maps that are played each game, each player will pick a character, or in this game they're referred to as agents, that has their own unique abilities for that agent. Each agent can dramatically change the strategies of the game and allows teammates to work together. These abilities have different effects, like blinding an opponent, putting up a portable wall, or shooting a giant explosive. There are some key terms when it comes to these abilities that change how said abilities affect the game, and I'm just going to give you brief descriptions of the most important ones. A flash is an ability that briefly blinds the opponent, similar to a flashbang grenade. A wall is an ability that creates a wall. These walls can be physical barriers or sometimes walls that damage opponents if you walk through them, like a wall of fire or a wall of poison. A smoke is an ability that creates an area clouded by a smoke, like a smoke bomb. Molotov or a molly is an ability that creates an area on the ground that deals damage if people walk across it. And then a silence is an ability that prevents opponents from using their abilities for a limited duration. Think of it kind of like a shutdown or a lockdown. And these are the main, what we call crowd control effects of this game, and there are so many others, but that's kind of the core mechanics of how they work. And you'll see a lot of them will look different and will have a different appearance and a different presentation, but a lot of them will do the same thing, where they're either blinding the opponent, they're putting up a smoke bomb so that you can't see through it, putting up a wall, whatever it may be. But that is kind of the essence of what Valorant is. And hopefully in a little bit we will be getting into game 1 here. Because remember, this is a best of 3. And so they will be playing a minimum of 2 games. It's the first team to 2 wins. But as you said, we could see a game 3.
Yes, we can.
I actually don't know a whole lot about Loyola University, and I can see their team members here, but I don't actually have their gamer tags. So I'm going to hold and wait on giving the Loyola roster really quick, but I can go ahead and give the SAGU Lions roster. As the in-game leader, we have Watto, as we talked about. Great in-game leader. He really knows the game and knows how to play around the different strategies and thought processes and corral everyone together for like a common objective. He is very, very smart. And I just love the way he plays. We also have Ogden, who is a part of our Call of Duty team as well.
Yes,
with you. And give me some stuff about Ogden, how he plays, you know.
Ogden, well, this is for Call of Duty side. It might be totally different for the Valorant side, but he does our dirty work. He is the man that grinds our objective, gets all the points that we need to win the game. You know, these games aren't just all about kills and deaths. But he's a really good a scrap guy. He's a very scrappy guy, and he just goes for the win. He doesn't care about his personal stats. So
that's awesome. Yeah, Ogden, great player, and here I assume he's doing a similar role because that would just make sense to me. Then we also have Jericho. He's played very strong. He's getting back into his stride. The first couple weeks were a little rough since coming back from the break and all these different things, but he's starting to get back into his groove, and he's looking really, really good. We also have Bipolar, who's not playing right now. I've been told that he will probably be playing Game 2, but for this Game 1, he had to step out for outside events. Then we have Syntix. He's kind of their sentry, their fallback guy. He's the one who kind of plays back, plays patient, and is the one who has the spike and is planting the spike and playing around the spike. And then we have Clutchshire, who has actually casted with me here on the SAGU Sports Network, but he is actually playing as the backup since Bipolar is not able to be there. And so that is our SAGU Lions roster, and we are going to get into this Game 1. We are on Icebox, which is this like frozen tundra map. How much do you know about Icebox? What's some of the strategies that these teams should be going into here?
I believe in Search and Destroy genre in general, you should always play very patiently and let the other team make the mistake first. But with Icebox, as you see Clutchshire potentially creating a wall, like you're explaining earlier with Sage here, she creates an ice wall, and you have to shoot through it to go through it instead of the other ones where they might deal damage. But as long as SAGU plays slow and together, this should be an easy sweep for us.
Absolutely. And Search and Destroy basically being the bomb arming, bomb diffusing scenario that we had talked about at the beginning. Search and Destroy is its colloquial gamer term. But it looks like the Loyola green team is going to be pushing on to this B site, and there we see Ogden going down. It is a 5 versus 4 here, and oh, Clutchshire getting taken out by that poison Molly. And the Loyola green team having full control of this site right now. Watto playing patient, sneaking up. Jericho trying to break that wall, and Watto hitting his shots, doing a great job. Syntix following up. Oh, and it not being enough. And Syntix, the last one alive. It is a 1 versus 2.
Poison's off.
Right now, both of them are playing fairly safe. The other team trying to run out the time, and Syntix stuck between 2 players. That, in this game, is what is referred to as a pinch, where you are caught in between 2 opposing enemies in opposite directions, and you can't focus your fire. Very well played by Loyola Green. And just to look at the screen here in the top left, we have that mini-map that I mentioned earlier. And then in the bottom of the screen, you'll see that 100 that's towards the bottom left. That is the player that we are watching. That is their health, how much health they have until they die. And all those little pictures with those bars at the bottom, those are their different abilities they can use. And then as well on the top, those are all of the players for both teams. In the middle, you have the time until the round is over, because they don't have an endless amount of time. There is a time limit for the attackers, who as of right now is Loyola Green. There is a time limit for the attackers to plant the spike until they lose the round. So they don't have this infinite amount of leisure to do whatever they want. They have to play the objective and try and push one of these sites that you can see in the mini-map. There's B site on the left and A site on the right. But right now we're looking at Jericho holding site very well. Looks like they're trying to focus their attention towards A site and going for a push here. A push is just a coordinated move onto a certain location. Oh, but luckily, because of the SAGU Lions' abilities, they were able to notice that their team was pushing towards the A site and got them to back off. And it looks like they are rotating as a team. Rotating as a team towards the B site, and the B site is completely empty.
30 seconds
so
left.
Yep, Loyola Green's going to get to plant the spike for essentially free. And now the SAGU Lions are having to play offensively and retake this site. Oh, Ogden getting picked off by Har. And Sheesh getting a kill onto Syntix. It is now a 3 versus 5. This is Very difficult for SAGU, but I believe they can do it if they focus together. But right now, they didn't have enough money to buy good guns, and so they are at a strong disadvantage. Wow, Clutchshire doing a great job at holding his own and keeping the attention of those on site. And trying to chase him down, maybe get a kill at the end there, but it not going to be enough. And Loyola Green get a flawless victory with the spike planted and no deaths on their side. Loyola Green is up 2-0.
I mean, it's a long game. That most Valorant matches last about 45 minutes to an hour if they go to possibly overtime. So I mean, SAGU has plenty of time right now. The first couple of rounds, it's kind of a coin flip with just using a pistol round mostly. So about right now, everyone should be having their gun. So this is when the actual game begins and where the fun begins.
Because of the whole mechanic that we mentioned earlier of their economy or their econ, if you lose the round, you still get money, but it's nowhere near as much as the winners. So momentum plays a huge part in this game, to which if you win and you keep winning, you end up getting more money and more money while the other team is not getting as much. So one of the strategies is known as saving, where they will hold off on buying any guns, especially if they lose, because they don't have a whole lot of money to get good guns anyways. They'll save their money, and they probably will lose that round, but it's in the hopes that the following round they will be able to get good guns like that. And Syntix getting a double kill. Great job locking down his area, not allowing the Loyola Green team to push onto his location. And now it is a 5 versus 3. But Loyola Green getting a good push onto the B site, getting the spike planted. So now they have to play on the offensive and try and recapture the point. Wow, and Clutchshire coming in from behind, and the team locking it down, getting their first round win. Very well done by the SAGU Lions. That was a great retake of the site.
Yeah, that was a perfect way of staying patient, not trying to go for the defuse like the first round. I noticed that Jericho went for the defuse immediately, and this was a good learning. They learned from their mistakes, and they took their time and wiped out the other team before defusing. But another point with gaining econ is kills. That's why you saw Clutchshire a couple rounds ago chasing them, trying to get a kill. And it's not a crazy amount, but it's enough to, if your teammate doesn't have enough, you can buy for them. That's another mechanic in the game that's also really helpful.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we'll see the SAGU Lions. They're kind of splitting themselves up here, which is a common strategy in this game. You'll have 2 people on one site, 2 people on another site, and 1 person in the middle, just so that depending on where the attacking team chooses to push onto which site, the person in the middle can rotate fairly quickly, and the other 2 can start making their way around in the hopes that the 2 that are already there can hold their own. And it looks like they're going to try and move in towards the A site. And both teams have an agent that's known as Viper. One of Viper's abilities is this poison wall that they can put up. So that's what these big green walls look like. And if you walk through it, you take a condition that reduces your health. It doesn't technically do damage, but it reduces your health. And Jericho and Watto getting kills on the point, stopping Loyola Green from getting into real momentum. And Jericho's going to go for an early defuse, while the rest of them try to cover him, and it looks like it's going to work out. And wow, great job by the SAGU Lions. Locking that down, a 4 versus 2. That was a great job.
That was a great way of defending Jericho while he needed to get the defuse. All his other teammates were basically just distracting and buying him time enough to squat down and defuse the spike there.
Absolutely. Very well done by the SAGU Lions. And now it's 2-2. They've evened up the rounds. The economy is pretty even for the most part. It actually looks like that the Loyola Green team, their economy is actually quite lacking. Some of them only able to buy submachine guns, which are not very powerful, but they are cheaper. And in terms of weaponry, they're a decent buy for a cheaper price. But we'll see here, Ogden looking towards the middle of the map. And seeing two of them peeking him from around the corner and not able to land his shots. So unfortunately, it's now a 5 versus 4. Loyola Green with the advantage. We'll see what the SAGU Lions can do in response. Now, you're at a numbers advantage. What do you think the play is here?
For Loyola, I believe that they should use it to their advantage. With the information that one was holding mid, they probably know that they are split off. So at that point, it's just time to take a gamble, and that's what they're doing here is just pushing A. You know, it's a 50-50 shot which side they're really defending. So they got bomb down, or they got spike down. So that's a huge advantage towards Loyola and gives pushes SAGU against the wall a little bit.
Yeah. Because from when you play, oh wow, Sheesh with a great kill on Syntix and Drew PG taking down Jericho. It's now a 5 versus 2. Oh, but Watto taking the kill. Getting a double kill now and popping his ultimate, using his ultimate ability, which shuts down the abilities of all opposing agents.
Last player standing.
Oh, and unfortunately getting picked off, and it wasn't enough. I think that was a great idea by Watto, and I believe it was Syntix who was with him to try and defuse that site, but Loyola Green had a great view of the spike and where they planted it. Spike placement is a really big deal because where you place the spike can determine how you can defend it and where you're able to shoot any attackers that are trying to defuse the spike. And so here we have Watto, 6 kills, and the Syntix has his ultimate. His ultimate is known as the Viper Pit. He's playing the Viper character. And the Viper Pit Syntix is on the Viper.
Yes.
And his Viper Pit is a big, massive smoke cloud that takes away your health. And as long as you, Viper, are in that Viper Pit, it stays up. And it can be very, very strong. But it looks like they're moving more towards the A site. Loyola Green. Oh, and looking away at the absolute worst time. As Clutchshire has explained in previous weeks, that is what is known as Valorant timing.
Yes.
But that has been something that has plagued these kinds of games even since the first ones that came out, like Counter-Strike and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. That's just been a cinematic timing curse for all players. Oh, and Ogden, I think he saw his foot there. Oh, but Syntix able to get the kill. We're seeing Syntix doing a lot of great work here.
Spike planted.
Seeming a lot more confident than previous games. And a wall being put up by the opposing Sage player. Oh, wow, and Ogden with a great headshot. Headshots are really important in this game because for most guns, and especially high-level guns, they are essentially a one-shot kill.
One enemy remaining.
Ooh, and Jericho, a great shot with the operator, and that looks like it's oh, and Ogden dying because the opposing team's Viper had put down their poison.
It's kind of like a molly. Yeah, it's kind of like a molly.
It's a molly, but it's poison damage. And Ogden hoping to defuse the bomb, not able to get it, but the SAGU line still locking it down, keeping it even. It is 3 versus 3, and Syntix actually leading the SAGU Lions in kills right now. Doing a really good job at holding his position, getting his headshots.
Yeah, with the Vandal, it's always a one-tap headshot. Vandal is what basically an AR, and it's literally the best gun in the game, and it's very broken.
Yeah, very, very strong. It's essentially like a stronger sci-fi AK-47.
Yes.
Very strong. Oh, but the opposing team, oh, not able to get anything out of the ultimate. Sheesh has popped his ultimate with Jet, which gives him really powerful knives that kill very quickly, but Syntix knew where to fire. Oh, and Drew PG, a great shot with the Sheriff, and Mary popping off. Also getting a kill with their Sheriff. But Syntax continuing to
One
do some
enemy
good work, and
remaining.
Ogden picking off Har. And right now it's a 3 versus 1.
Deploying drone.
Ogden's using his little owl drone to scout out the area ahead of him. A very good ability. Oh, but Drew PG, good kill on Jericho. Jericho not able to stop him, but now the SAGU Lions know where the remaining Loyola green player is.
Last player standing.
They know, and Drew PG actually killed Ogden, but Syntax was there to get the trade and trade those kills. But Drew PG, I think that was a quadra kill?
I believe so. Right before Syntax got the trade on that kill there, I was about to say they need to play together here. They have numbers advantage.
Yeah.
Because the prior players were just out there solo. So
Yeah.
with them playing, kind of in the same area, it's easier to call the person out and get the quick kill.
Yeah, absolutely. And as of last round, Loyola Green actually saved their money and was getting nothing but pistols and submachine guns. But now they have enough money because they got so many kills. They can actually get some vandals, some snipers, and we are back to a pretty even game. So we'll see who's able to take this round and push their lead. It's been a very close game up until this point.
Yeah, this game hasn't really disappointed. It is a fairly even match here.
Yeah.
Spike planted.
And that right there, as we had talked about, that is... Oh, and the Loyola Green KO agent using his ultimate to lock down the SAGU Lions' abilities. You see that word that says suppressed. It means they cannot use any of their agent abilities. But wow, Jericho getting kill onto Sheesh. So many ultimates are going out right now. And Jericho using his lockdown ability. And Syntax almost getting picked off by the Loyola Green solo player, but killing him from a distance. And Jericho able to get the last kill, but it's not going to be enough to defuse the bomb. Wow.
That was a fair try by SAGU. That was absolute chaos there.
Yeah.
I think there was about 3 ultimates that just went down.
Yeah, we saw the KO ultimate from the Loyola Green side.
The Killjoy.
We saw the Killjoy ultimate from the Loyola from the SAGU Lions side, and then we also saw the Viper ultimate from the Loyola Green side. Now, the thing about ultimates is they charge throughout the course of the game, but you don't actually have to buy them like the other abilities. All the other abilities, you have to purchase them at the beginning of the round, but once you get your ultimate ability, you just have it, and you can use it whenever you like. And so ultimate abilities are very strong and can definitely change the tide of any game. But again, keeping it even, 4 and 4. 4 rounds to 4 rounds. We'll see which team can get the lead here. And both teams were able to fully purchase all the guns they needed. So we'll see what they're able to do here. Playing patient, playing smart.
Toxins going up.
And Syntax, as Viper, is throwing up that green Viper wall of poison. And it also prohibits the enemy team from seeing where they are. And it also kind of deters them from pushing forward. And Watto walking back and not aware that they were in there. He had his knife out. And having your knife out is helpful because in this game, you don't actually sprint. There's no sprint button. But depending on the weapons that you carry, that determines how fast you move. And when you have your knife out, you are moving the fastest you can possibly be moving. And Graph Theory getting a kill onto Jericho. And now it is a 5 versus 2.
30 seconds left.
It does seem like SAGU Lions, some of them did save this round. I noticed that Syntax and Ogden are both using pistols here.
Player standing.
So maybe there's some strategy, and they weren't fully planning for the win this round.
Yeah, and Loyola Green getting a flawless win. Getting all the kills onto the SAGU Lions, but SAGU Lions, yeah, it looks like before they were saving a good bit, and now they are buying some rifles and all of them buying Phantoms, which are the 2 big assault rifles in this game, is the Phantom and the Vandal. The Vandal, as we explained, is kind of like a sci-fi assault rifle. Oh, and we're seeing a timeout from the side of the SAGU Lions. And it looks like they're going to talk about strategy. They're going to discuss some things that maybe happened in the last round. But, I mean, what do you think Watto is saying to these SAGU Lions? What is the message that needs to be conveyed here?
I think he's just calming down. I think maybe they're losing a little composure just because I know a lot of them have been getting bad Valorant timing. Happens in every game. You just have to wipe it off. Luckily in Valorant, there's an actual timeout. So you can take a timeout, talk to them over the next strategy, and, you know, just formulate a game plan to only go positive, obviously. But luckily, that's the thing I like about Valorant, especially in actual competition, not just ranked or, you know, public play. But there is a timeout where you can take a breath, rejoin, and treat it like a brand new game once you join back in.
Absolutely. And let's hope that with this timeout, they're able to reset, refocus, maybe come up with some new strategies and playing around everyone's play style to facilitate their strengths and help them cover each other's weaknesses. Oh, and sheesh. Getting a really good kill on Watto, and Mary popping off. Another pick on Jericho, and right now it's a 5 versus 3. The SAGU Lions are struggling here. This Loyola Green offense is very good, very strong, but Syntix putting himself in a great position to get a kill. And wow, Syntix being ready for Drew PG. And Syntix realigning and popping his Viper Pit ultimate, obstructing the area and creating a location covered in smoke, but the Loyola Green team being prepared for it, knowing how to get around that.
Now, that was a very smart play by Syntix by popping his ultimate, just due to the fact that he knew where Spike was and tried to block it off to where nobody came in. Loyola came in with a strategy and just bum rushed him and ended up getting the kill in the plant.
Yeah. And here it's a 3 versus 1. We have Clutchshire getting a pick onto Graph Theory, but sheesh, ready for the trade. And the Loyola Green team is doing a really good job at making everyone tradable. Now, this terminology refers to 2 people peeking around a corner at the same time, so that even if your teammate goes down, you are still alive long enough to kill the opponent, so that you keep the total number of players on each team even. And so as you see there, Clutchshire takes out Graph Theory, but Sheesh was peeking with him at the same time and was able to trade that kill and get the win. Because trading kills is amazing if you have a numbers advantage, because it basically guarantees a victory.
Another good terminology is baiting. You can always bait your teammate if they're obviously okay with it.
Yeah.
It's kind of mean if they're not okay with it.
Yeah.
On target.
Spike planted.
But Ogden getting a kill onto Drew PG, and Graph Theory picking Clutchshire. Syntix getting a kill of his own. It's a 2 versus 3.
One enemy remaining.
And Syntix getting another kill. And Watto, as you see there, his ultimate, the one that locked down the opposing team's abilities, it has an added effect to where if you would die, you go into this lockdown state to where you are incapacitated, but your pulsating lockdown silence is still active. And you can die in this state, but a teammate can also revive you in this state. And so that's what we saw there. And the SAGU Lions taking a round and evening it back up 5-6, keeping it close.
That round was a very, very important round. If you notice, most of the SAGU Lions were using Stingers, which is the cheapest weapon you can buy. It's a submachine gun, mainly for close quarter combat.
Yeah.
And with them winning this, they technically saved money, and they slayed out and got all their kills to where they get the maximum amount of money they could get.
Yeah. And getting kills with cheaper weapons actually gets you more money per kill. And so getting a kill with a Vandal is good because you can get some good kills. And wow, Ogden with a triple kill.
Attacker spawn.
Phenomenal job by Ogden, hitting his shots and locking down and stopping that A push completely and being able to scout ahead And Watto using his flash, but wow, Mary popping off. Great shot onto Watto. And Mary popping off using his ultimate. Now the only thing the SAGU Lions have are their guns. As long as that ultimate is up. But
I do believe Watto flashed himself.
Oh, did he?
I believe so. It showed it, but it worked out in the end. They won the round.
Yeah. And Clutchshire, okay, so Clutchshire's ultimate ability as Sage allows him to revive a teammate. Now, Clutchshire revived Watto. Look at this triple kill here by Ogden. 1, 2, and 3.
That's
great,
nasty.
great weapon placement, crosshair placement. The crosshair is that little dot in the middle, and that's where your gun is actually aiming and where your bullets will fire. And the placement of his crosshair was, for those first 2 kills, right on the head, and the second one, he followed it, hit those body shots that he needed, doing a great job. And now Ogden with 8 kills, Watto with 9 kills, Syntix with 16 kills.
He's vibing right now. If y'all see the player cams, he's singing. I don't know what he's singing, but he's singing a song to himself, whatever keeps him locked in.
He is in the zone. And it looks like now we have switched sides. It's been 12 rounds, so now the SAGU Lions are going on the offensive, and they are the attackers. Now, because they swapped sides, everyone's money was reset, and the best weapon they can get is a pistol. But that means they won't have money for abilities, so most of them will keep either the starting pistol or get a cheaper pistol and buy all of their abilities so that they can hopefully get the edge in utility on their opponents. Oh, and Sheesh getting a great headshot onto Watto. It's now 5 versus 4, but Sheesh is low, but Graph Theory and Mary popping off, each getting a kill. And Syntix and Jericho keeping it fair, keeping it even. It's a 3 versus 2. And we'll see what Syntix and Jericho are able to do here. It looks like they're going to rotate off of the site. Oh, and they were almost spotted there. Syntix getting another kill. Great job by Syntix hitting that headshot. Great crosshair placement. And it looks like the SAGU Lions are going to try and rotate over to the other site. They don't have a whole lot of time. But yeah, it looks like the SAGU Lions are going to commit to this B site plant. And Loyola Green staying on the A site. Making sure that they don't try to go for an A site push. And there it is, planted on the B site, and the Loyola Green team rotating over. I believe that is oh, forgive me, I don't remember their gamer tags, but their Viper and their Sage now moving forward. And Drew PG getting a great shot on Jericho. It looked like Jericho hit a headshot, but I guess Drew PG.
He did. So with the classic gun, there's single tap, and then there's kind of a spray tap. So he did hit with the spray. That's a great wall bang by Syntax.
Wow, Syntax.
To get him off bomb.
Shooting him through that wall, doing a great job. He also shot out his poison molly. Wow, Syntax doing a phenomenal job at taking that round for the SAGU Lions. Wow, being such a powerhouse right now. And as you can see, they're shutting down that KO knife, getting the kill onto the KO, and then that right there, that's that poison molly. And as you can see, Sage's health going down and then getting the headshot through the wall. Phenomenal job by Syntix, throwing up the smoke cloud, and then right when they don't expect it, peeking the corner, getting the kill.
That's what I love about this team. No matter who it is, someone always steps up. I know the first week it was Bipolar that stepped up, and then this week now it's Syntax. So this team, literally anybody can step up to be the main slayer, the best objective player. So it's a great collection of five dudes here.
Absolutely. They're all playing very well, covering each other, doing their best to play to the strategies. Now, Watto with his knife out is trying to peek around the corner. What's he trying to do there?
So that's called a jiggle peek, I guess you can call. So in Valorant, you jump and you're pressing to your left or right to go back behind the wall in midair. So it's kind of an advanced mechanic in Valorant. They kind of adopt it with other games as well, but that's a good way just to get some information of if they're on site, if they're not on site, and just go from there.
Yeah, great job by Watto. And Jericho now moving towards the B site and has pretty close to full control of the B site here, but the SAGU Lions that are still on A site are having to move away as best they can. Watto getting taken out. It's now 5 vs 4, but the spike has been planted on the B site. Oh, and Ogden getting taken down by Sheesh. But right now, the SAGU Lions are on the defensive. They don't have to play super aggressive. They can play for what is known as playing for time, where if you can just let the bomb go off, just like that, Jericho, 2 kills, stopping the diffuser from diffusing that spike, and the SAGU Lions still have the advantage. And Clutchshire locking it down. Clutchshire and Jericho doing a great job at holding this site. And Drew PG, even though he gets a kill on Jericho, he's not going to have enough time to defuse the spike, and the SAGU Lions will take that round. The SAGU Lions are getting a little bit of a lead here.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, with this semester's team, that they're better on offense. I believe that Watto always chooses defense first, just to get it out of the way, so they know they're with their strong suit if they do go to a overtime towards the end, and stays offense. So
yeah, absolutely. Wow, and Syntix 20 kills in that KDA column. That first number is their kills, and Syntix with 20 of them, just being an absolute powerhouse for the SAGU Lions. Jericho getting detected by KO. He has an ability that shoots out this knife that suppresses enemy abilities, but it also reveals the enemies if they're there.
What Jericho is capturing here is called an ult point, which basically gets you 1 point closer to getting your ultimate. Pretty simple there, and by him getting that, he's only 1 off from his ultimate.
Yeah.
So all he needs is either a plant, or he finds another ultimate point, and he'll be able to use his Killjoy.
Yeah, that picture and bar in the all the way bottom right with the X underneath it, that is their ultimate. Now, as you can see, Jericho, he has all of the dots filled in except for 1. That means he is 1 either kill or defuse or spike plant or
30 seconds
or
left.
ultimate point away from having his ultimate available to him. So very soon we could see a Killjoy ultimate go down, which can be very, very strong. Ooh, but Ogden being very aggressive on this point, but being supported by the SAGU Lions, and Clutchshire getting a great kill. But unfortunately, Sheesh was there behind them. But Watto taking him out, securing the point. And Jericho placing down these grenades and alarm bots, as they're known, to hopefully prevent Loyola Green from getting this point, from getting the spike defuse.
At this point, at this point, it's just a waiting game.
Yeah. And the SAGU Lions can definitely wait for this. They have the numbers advantage. Oh, and Jericho, great kill on the point. Mary popping off, but Clutchshire stopping him even after his kill on Watto. And the SAGU Lions are now 9-6. They're up 3 rounds. They're the biggest lead we've seen up until this point. And the SAGU Lions just doing a really good job at playing defensively. I think even though they're on offense, I think they do a really good job at holding down sites when the spike is planted. Because they're technically playing defensive there, but I still feel like it's really strong.
Yeah, I think that's what Watto likes to harp on, is make sure we get the bomb down, because that's the hardest part. It takes a pretty decent while to get bomb down. As long as we have the bomb down, they have to make the attack, and they have to make the mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Pressuring the opponent, putting them in an uncomfortable situation, that can be the key to victory here. We see the SAGU Lions kind of hanging back, but Graph Theory pushing forward. Loyola Green kind of expected this play by the SAGU Lions and went on the aggressive. The SAGU Lions moving towards the B site very quietly. And in this game, there is a walking mechanic where when you walk, your footsteps are completely silent. And this can help you avoid detection, or help you avoid being detected by the enemy team. But Syntix ready to pop his ultimate and use his ultimate. Looks like he might wait on that.
You should run.
Oh, and there's that ultimate, and we're seeing an ultimate by Syntix and by Jericho. Syntix ultimate being the Viper,
30 seconds left.
the Viper pit, and also we saw the Sage ultimate reviving the SAGU Lions teammate. Oh, and Graph Theory getting a kill onto Watto, but Syntix a kill onto Sheesh, keeping the numbers advantage. And the SAGU Lions are holding down this point and not giving any room. Loyola Green, they've got to make a push here, but this Viper pit is making it very difficult.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, great job by Syntix to push outside of his pit. Wow, and getting a triple kill by the end of the round there. Doing a phenomenal job playing around that Viper pit, and that's really hard to handle.
That, and along with the Killjoy ultimate going down. So the Killjoy ultimate, it basically becomes a bubble, and whoever is in the bubble, the opposing team, whoever's in that bubble gets their abilities stripped away. So with that being on, the opponents backed away from bomb site. They can't be near it. And then along with the Viper pit, they literally can't attack bomb. So that was perfectly played by the combination of those two ultimates.
Yeah. Doing a great job of getting the plant down, running down the clock, and getting all the kills they needed. Great job of the SAGU Lions. They're going to push this A side, it seems like, playing slow. Gathering intel. They've got a minute and a half to get this spike down.
Revealing area.
Oh, but Ogden trying to gather some intel on where the enemy is, using his owl drone.
Enemy mark.
And Mary popping off, getting a double kill on Jericho and Watto. And the Loyola Green team getting their first lead in a minute, but holding it very well. And the Loyola Green team are trying to close in on these two remaining SAGU Lions players. They're trapped in this entryway, and we'll see what they are able to do to get out. And that right there is that Viper Molotov. It's that poison device.
30 seconds left.
And if you were to walk through that, you would take a lot of damage.
Here, SAGU's playing as perfect as they can. With this type of genre of gameplay, I always refer to it as chess. So no matter where you are on the board, no matter if you're in a very bad position, all you have to do is make the best move you can.
Left.
So all they can do is just hold each other's backs, and hopefully they the defenders make a bad mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and Syntix trying to get a kill onto the Sova.
My power.
Wow, and Syntix and Jericho actually stay alive and are able to keep their weapons. That's actually not too bad for the SAGU Lions. Because in this game, if you die, you lose all of your guns and you have to purchase them in the next round. But if you stay alive, you come back in the next round with all the guns you previously had, so you don't have to buy any new ones. So that actually really helped the SAGU Lions save their economy, save their money, and even with buying guns, they still have 3,000, 3,500 that they can work with in the next round if things don't go as planned. Wow, great shot by Jericho. Perfect placement. Crosshair placement, that is. The SAGU Lions with a numbers advantage, 5 versus 4. Oh, and Graph Theory getting a kill into Watto, and Drew PG getting a double kill. Wow. The Loyola Green team really showing up here and making this, putting this back to a close game, and wow. Drew PG and Har both getting a double kill there. Great job of the Loyola Green team. They're hitting their shots. They're covering each other's angles, being around for the team's blind spots. But it looks like right now the SAGU Lions are going to try and save for the most part. It looks like they're getting the best guns they can, but still keeping a decent amount of money for now. And we'll see what the SAGU Lions are able to do with their limited arsenal.
Shutting them down. Two suppressed.
And keep in mind, the first team to round 13 wins the game. So the SAGU Lions are 3 games away from winning, whereas Loyola Green is 5, which is not too far away from that. Both teams still very close. Oh, Mary popping off, getting a kill onto Jericho. Playing kind of aggressive. And Jericho getting picked off for it. But the SAGU Lions are going to rotate more towards the B site.
Looks like there's only one Loyola player, and they pick him off. So looks like the site's pretty clear.
The SAGU Lions doing a great job at holding down this area. But the Loyola Green KO. Ooh, Ogden getting a double kill there.
One enemy remaining.
And Watto killing Mary popping off, stopping that ultimate ability. And now it is a 3 versus 1 scenario. This is exactly where you want to be if you're the SAGU Lions. Oh, but Drew PG using his ultimate ability to revive his teammate, and now it's a 2 versus 2. This is now anyone's game.
Last player standing.
Oh, and Drew PG getting the kill. And we'll see what Syntix is able to do here. Getting this, wow! Great job by Syntix.
That
Phenomenal.
was crazy reaction time.
Wow, phenomenal kill.
I thought that was a lost round. I'm not even gonna lie to you here.
Yeah, that looked pretty bad, but Syntix not willing to give it up, and almost at 30 kills. That is so impressive. Wow, and yeah, let's take another look at that, because that was so well played by Syntix. Because you see, he sees the Sage right there, gets the kill, and right as the jet peeks around the wall, I mean, just great reaction timing.
You can't teach that. You cannot teach that.
No, that's practice. He has been practicing and putting in the work. Great job by Syntix. Wow. Good shot by Sheesh. And now the Loyola Green ahead, 4 versus 5. They have the advantage here. And on defense, that's exactly what you want, because this is a very defensive-based game. And so having a numbers advantage as well as it being on defense, very good. And wow, Graph Theory, great kill onto Jericho.
I have the spike. Here.
Now, SAGU, I would like to see them play a little bit more patient. I do see some of their players just going out on a limb by themselves and, you know, separating themselves from their teammates, which we all know is a bad way. You know, this is a team game, and you win together. So I would like to see them do that more, and let's hopefully Syntix can find his clutch genes again.
Absolutely. And we'll see what he's able to do here. He hears them getting 1 kill. They know where he is now. But he is playing defensive. He has the time. He has the abilities. And they're getting the 2nd kill. It's now a 1 versus 1. Oh! And Syntix getting taken out by Sheesh, but we'll see if Syntix's molly that he put down is enough. It's going to be close. Oh!
Wow.
Barely getting the defuse off. So unfortunate for the SAGU Lions, but great job by Loyola Green. Trading kills. And that is unfortunate. The SAGU Lions are going to have to spend pretty much the rest of their money here, which in this, it's that creds section, their credits. Looks like they're going to have to spend the rest of their credits, or they might save here because they are ahead in rounds. So they don't have to try and force any drastic situation here, but it looks like they are going to try and force buy here. Get the best guns they can. Because Syntix has his ult. And Jericho's very close with his. And we are also, SAGU Lions, only 2 rounds away from this Game 1 win. Jericho placing, he's got a little turret and placing it out forward just to see if there's anyone there, and now he knows there are enemies there wanting to hold that site. But Ogden and And Clutchshire moving forward towards the B site. And honestly, their A site push has been really struggling. They've had some good moments, but for the most part, it seems like their B site push has been so strong. And Ogden, great kill onto Mary popping off. Oh, and sheesh. What a shot. Oh, and Clutchshire. Clutchshire getting a kill onto Sheesh. Great job. And Drew PG killing Clutchshire there. And we see the Syntix Viper Pit ultimate. And Watto holding back, playing defensive. Ooh, great kill by Watto. And now it's a 2 versus 2 scenario.
Last player standing.
Oh, but Drew PG getting onto the site.
One enemy remaining.
But Watto getting a double kill and saving that round for the SAGU Lions. Great clutch round by Watto. You see there, Watto was using a gun that's known as the Guardian. And the Guardian is one of the few guns that is a rifle that is semi-automatic. It's not fully automatic, but it does more damage. And so if you can hit your shots, like we see here, he gets this first shot onto the Viper. Great patience and placement, hitting the headshot right off the bat. And Syntix getting picked off in his ultimate, but Watto getting 1, boom, getting 2. Phenomenal job by Watto to hold that and just doing a really good job at hitting his shots that he needs to hit. And right now, the SAGU Lions, this is game point. If the SAGU Lions can win this round, they take this game 1, which would be really good going into game 2. And there, Ogden with his Owl drone, it has an ability to mark enemies so that you can see them. Oh, and Clutchshire not able to get Mary poppin', but Ogden following it up, getting the trade, keeping it 4 versus 4. Oh, and Drew PG picking off Watto. Drew PG getting 3 kills so far. Being an absolute powerhouse in Graph Library, getting the last one, and that is pretty close to a clean sweep by the Loyola Green team.
The only 2 names I've ever heard you say so far is Drew PG and Sheesh.
Yeah.
And I think if SAGU can find a way to isolate them and take care of them, I believe they can handle the rest of their team fairly easily.
Yeah.
So if they can devise a plan to take out their power hitters, I believe that this will be an easy game 1 here.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, but unfortunately, the SAGU Lions are going to have to pretty much full save. They are doing what is known as an eco round, where they have very weak guns.
Yeah.
And they're just going to hope that they can get some kills, even though they don't have the greatest weapons. And we'll see if that pays off here. And Jericho not able to get the kill, but Watto following up. And look at that. It looks like the SAGU Lions get control. Ogden grabbing the Vandal and getting a kill with it. But Sheesh picking him off. It's now a 3 versus 3. And they have control of this site. And Sheesh picking off Watto and Drew PG. Now it's just Jericho, and it's not going to be enough. And you see there, Sage used her ultimate to revive her teammate. So it went from a 3 versus 2 to a 4 versus 2, which is a much more difficult situation to handle there. But SAGU Lions not out of the woods yet. And remember, you have to win by 2. So if Loyola Green can win this next round, then they will put the SAGU Lions. Wow, SAGU Lions taking their. Oh no, this is a Loyola Green timeout. Okay, so Loyola Green taking their first timeout. And as we said before, that you have to win by 2. So if Loyola Green can win this round, they will put them in what is essentially overtime. And now you have to win by 2. But if the SAGU Lions can win it, they win it, because that's 13 rounds and that's the win. What's the strategy here?
For Loyola, I think he's just they're just calming down their players here. They know that this is a huge round. This is make or break for the game 1. So I think they're just trying to calm each other down, focus on the strategy, and make sure they execute. With SAGU, I think all confidence and momentum's on their side. I mean, the rounds they've lost recently are kind of basically eco rounds. I don't think they lost on pure skill or strategy. I think it was just the guns they had. So let's hopefully they have enough eco and they can go into this game match point and take game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And here the timeout is going to go longer. I didn't know that was even possible, but there we go. Back to the game. And also keep in mind that, oh, interesting. They are still the countdown timer for the buy round. If you can see the clock in the top middle there, it's not counting down.
So this might be a technical timeout. Doesn't seem like anybody lagged out or anything, but that's the only thing I can think of, which I think this is on SAGU's advantage if they are taking a longer timeout or if something's happening. Just so SAGU knows their plan and they remember, as you can, someone just reconnected. So someone, I guess, did lag out.
Yeah, now
they're on.
Yeah, they're back in the game. Which sometimes it happens because things involve networking and the internet and different stuff like that. You have lag, which is delay. You have latency, same concept. Things like that can be frustrating, but both teams, wow, Ogden reading the situation, getting the kill through the wall there. The Vandal being able to shoot through certain walls on this map, and now it is a 5 versus 3. This is a phenomenal situation for SAGU. This is exactly what you want to see here. The SAGU Lions with the spike, Syntix trying to take a pick here and not getting away with it.
The way I see everyone's positioning right now, I think they should rotate towards B. All of Loyola is on A, so pretty sure they have the. Actually, now I changed my mind. With the Killjoy having her ultimate, I think they should just stay at A and hold it down.
Yeah. Yeah, the SAGU Lions, I think the A push is the move here, because as of right now, the only one left is Drew PG, but he's one of their heavy hitters. And right now, he has to get a 5-man kill, which is called an ace, if he wants to win this round. But they did end up rotating towards the B site. And there is the spike being planted on B. And you see there, Drew PG rotating through the middle of the map. Trying to gain some ground, checking his corners. But now they know where he's at because he shot at that turret over there. So they are aware of where he's coming from. Shooting down this wall, a great wall by Clutchshire. Oh, and Syntex being completely ready for it, and that is the game 1 win for the SAGU Lions. And Syntex, I think that makes 30 kills at least.
I believe at least, maybe 32. If I know he was stuck at 29. He was right there, and it took him a while to break it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did hit 31.
31 kills. Great job. And there you see him there celebrating, doing a phenomenal job. Yeah, Jericho giving him a pat on the back. And I believe that's Coach Wilkie there, hyping him up. But yeah, Syntix, great job, hitting so many good shots. I mean, that one exchange where it was Sheesh and Drew PG peeking him at the same time, getting that first one. And he also had a Bulldog,
yes,
which a Bulldog is nowhere near as strong as a Vandal. So he was at a disadvantage there. And him being able to get the double kill. But the SAGU Lions doing a great job at locking down this game 1. I think they played really well. I feel like they feel so much more confident than last week. Last week was good, but that was really difficult because they kept trying to play these aggressive fights. They kept trying to ensure these 1v1 exchanges, and it just wasn't happening. But here, it looks like they're really playing 2 at a time. They're able to trade kills well. They're focusing points in a way that converts kills. And every single one of them, I think, did a really good job. And I mean, the Lionel, I believe that's right. Loyola, I apologize. My brain stopped working for a second. The Loyola Green team also doing a great job on their part. I mean, they kept it close. They were at, I believe it was 11 or it was 11. They had 11 round wins. I mean, they weren't slacking. They were, I mean, Drew PG getting multiple double kills, triple kills, being a really strong powerhouse, and Sheesh with that operator, which is really heavy sniper, doing a great job at finding the kills that he needs. But the SAGU Lions keep it together, hold it in. They used their timeouts and their defensive play. They used it wisely. And now we're going to go into Game 2 with a 1-0 lead for the SAGU Lions. And I believe Icebox is the first map. I think the second map is Haven, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think I had some pull on that one when we were eating dinner. I was like, just do Haven map too. But I'm not sure if they went through with it. I was more joking around just because that's one of my favorite maps. But you know, I have full confidence in them. It's one of the more practiced maps for them. And I know throughout the week, Ogden always tells me about their practices, but we're actually going into Ascend, not Haven, which is also a very solid map. I don't really have any Valorant maps that I don't like. I feel like the developers have a good sense of what a competitive search and destroy genre type map should be, whether it's a 2-lane map, 3-lane map, and possibly a 4-lane map. So, but I absolutely love this game. The creativity and the artsmanship of it. It's a beautiful game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think both teams are playing to their strengths really well. And when you are getting these, I feel like the Loyola Green team is doing a really good job at making sure their trades are valuable. But sometimes it doesn't matter, you know, seeing Syntix getting these double kills that are just out of this world. And I believe it was, I think it was Ogden getting a triple kill when they were rushing them through their spawn. And I mean, the SAGU Lions are looking at the top of their game right now. I love to see it. And I mean, what's the response from Lionel Green? What should be going through their heads? How do they counteract this?
Honestly, I don't see an issue of how Loyola's playing. I mean,
did I say Lionel again?
I'm
did,
not sure.
I?
It went straight over my head if you did. So
I apologize, Loyola Green. I am so sorry.
But I don't see an issue with how they're playing. I mean, it's basically just two powerhouses butting heads, and someone has to come on top. So I believe that Loyola's playing very fundamental, which is good. I just think that SAGU is also playing fundamental, but they're getting those flashy plays with the 1v3s, 1v2s, everything like that. So it's basically whoever can master the fundamentals, and whoever's just skill level is just naturally better.
Yeah, absolutely.
That comes with practice and just natural talent. So
yeah, you can tell that these guys have been putting in a lot of work in these training rooms that focus on aiming. You can tell they've been working on holding down sites that when they plant the spike, just get that area on lockdown. And I mean, every single one of them doing a great job. But I mean, Drew PG and Sheesh both going above 20 kills, doing a very good job for the Loyola Maryland team, holding it down. You see Drew PG with 7 plants, Syntix with 5, and Clutchshire with 3. Everyone here just really contributing to the overall team dynamic. And hopefully in this next map on Ascent is a good map. I like Ascent. Ascent, if I remember correctly, is very it's, how do I word this? It's very perspective driven, where information is going to be so important. And in these games, information is important, but because you can rotate from site to site so quickly, knowing where they're coming from, I feel like it's going to be a lot more important than other maps. Just because you have that. If I'm remembering this, the map
That's how
correctly.
I am. I need to see the picture of the map first, and then
Yeah.
I can tell you the whole
Yeah.
rundown. The
Yeah.
names, I'm not.
I
familiar with
believe it's the
names.
one where in the middle you have that zip line that goes down and comes back up.
Okay.
You
then-
have that waterway. Oh no, okay.
Okay, so
okay.
I got them mixed up. I think Haven is the one with the zip line, and Ascent is my favorite. So
Yeah, okay.
Ascent is the one with Boathouse on, I believe, B site. So there are 2 sites. I know mid is a huge courtyard where all the snipers like to look.
Yeah.
And I do not. I don't even dare. Go
Yeah,
through there.
no, it's not fun.
I don't want get my head blown off just walking through. So
Yeah.
I would like to see them play very slow here. So I believe SAGU is on defense to start out.
Yes.
So they got what they wanted. I know.
No, it looks like they're on offense,
Offense
actually.
start out?
Yeah.
Either way, I don't see a weak link. Either side they start out. If they
Yeah.
want to start out with defense, which is what they prefer, and that's their quote unquote weakness, and they still come out positive in the round counts, that's fine. But if they want to start out with their strength, that's even better. Hopefully we get the first, just sweep them throughout. So
Yeah. And coming into this game 2, we have Bipolar. So Clutch Shire was covering for Bipolar in that game 1.
Choose your
And
agent.
now Bipolar coming back, him playing, I believe that said
Jet, I believe he's playing
Jet.
Jet. Yes.
So Bipolar is their duelist. Duelist is a kind of agent in Valorant that's all about getting the kills. They get the kills. They get what's known as a frag, which is it's a fancy word for a kill, and they're the ones that get the points on the board. And so Clutch Shire, doing good for his position. He was actually playing their Sentinel, which is kind of their lockdown player, but now we see Syntix going back to that Sentinel role, and Bipolar is now taking that duelist position. And Bipolar is really good. He is good at working together with Ogden, with Watto, to pinch people in certain areas, which is, shooting at them from a flanking position and locking them down in opposing sides. And him playing a Jet is very explosive. Jet is very quick. Jet is this kind of fast-moving, wind-based character where they can throw out these little wind smokes that last for a short time. She can also dash forward and dash upward. And then Jet's ultimate allows her to throw these really powerful, pretty close to 1 to 2 shot kill knives. And so I think Bipolar has what it takes to get some solid results on this Jet. He's very good at fragging, and we've seen great results. And Watto getting a kill early on Mary popping off. That's exactly what you want to see for the SAGU Lions. But as you can see, these 2 Jets dashing around. And Ogden is now on Omen, which is a great agent.
This is the agent that when I play Valorant with these guys, this is what I know Ogden plays. And that was a great 2-piece. I'm not sure, Ogden and Jericho teaming up to get the quick 2-piece.
One enemy remaining.
Now it is a 5v1 where SAGU might get a flawless here. And with that, they win the pistol round, which puts them on top economy-wise. And I know pistol rounds aren't their forte. They absolutely despise pistol rounds. I think anybody really does. If you win the pistol rounds, it sets you up good for the rest of the game.
Absolutely. The SAGU Lions bringing it together and, carrying that momentum from Game 1 into Game 2. And now they can buy some guns. They have the advantage. And it looks like Loyola Green is full saving. They're not buying a single thing. So that in the hopes when they hit round 3 that they can go toe-to-toe with the SAGU Lions and go even with. So, but Ogden trying to shoot through that smoke, not able to get the kill. The SAGU Lions are pushing up through mid, and Ogden getting a kill onto Drew PG.
Cover going out.
Great job by Ogden. Wow, Bipolar, great shot on a graph theory. And this is what I'm talking about. He knows how to get the kills. He's a great shot. I think he does really well in that duelist position because, I mean, as we just saw, that crosshair placement, getting that headshot, phenomenal job by Bipolar.
From my knowledge, I don't think Bipolar warmed up. I think he just hopped on straight, like
That is
straight cold.
incredibly
So
impressive.
the fact that
One enemy remaining.
that is a great feat by him. And great snap on by Ogden there.
Yeah. And the SAGU Lions going 2-0. And as of right now, they have full momentum, but now the Loyola Green team is able to get some money, maybe get some guns. So now we're getting to the real game of Valorant. But, I mean, even though Loyola Green only had pistols, I mean, we're still seeing a great performance from the SAGU Lions. They're hitting their shots. They're still playing smart. They're not getting too aggressive, not overextending, because it's easy in this position to say, oh, they only have pistols. You know, we can just rush down, do whatever you want. No, they're still playing smart. They're still checking their angles. And, yeah, great snap by Watto there, being able to hit his shots. But now we are into round 3. Watto trying to hold down the middle there. And you see these two little scanning things. That is Sova. One of his abilities is he shoots out a dart that allows him to, wow, Bipolar getting a great kill, getting a double kill on this A site. Wow, and Bipolar already at 3-4 kills, I think.
I mean, the vibes are high right now with, you know, getting their starter back. I know we all love Clutch Sire Steven. He's a great player, but he is not a part of the main roster. He's a part of the Overwatch roster, so he fills in when he is needed. And, you know, he did a great job for not, you know, scrimming and practicing, you know, all that much with him.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bipolar taking out Drew PG. It's a 3 versus 1. Here we can see Graph Theory all by himself, trying to push onto this site. And getting a kill onto Bipolar, getting a double kill. But he's not able to defuse the spike in time. Oh, and Syntix getting the kill, which is good for money. It's good for the credits. Unfortunately, they all lose their lives, but that was a full buy round for the Loyola Green team. Now it looks like they're going to have to force buy, which means buy the best guns you can with the money you have. Or at least some, well, it doesn't look like they're buying absolutely everything, but they're getting decent guns, so they're not too far behind. And the SAGU Lions still having a good amount of economy while still getting some pretty good guns. And we'll see what they're able to do here. Bipolar, nothing but the Sheriff, which is it's like a revolver.
Very powerful pistol there.
Yeah.
I believe it's a one-tap headshot.
I believe the Sheriff and the Ghost are the two one-tap headshot pistols. Wow, and Ogden with a double kill there. Great peek. Reading that situation.
One enemy remaining.
And, oh, great movement by Jericho. And Bipolar using that ultimate ability to get a kill on the Drew PG. And, wow, the SAGU Lions are running away with this game, too.
The fact that Bipolar already has his ult by the 4th round is insane to me. That just shows that he's slaying out, possibly picking up some org points. Great 2 picks to start out the round by Og, but the vibes are hard. The vibes are high right now. They're having fun. They're you know, they're more playing rather than feeling like, oh, I'm competing. And it's to the point where the other team needs to take a timeout.
Yeah,
so.
Loyola Green having to take this timeout. I mean, they are just getting, and you see Syntix there jamming out again, singing his songs, and SAGU Lions feeling really good, feeling really confident. A huge part of games like this, especially competitive games at this level, is morale and is your headspace. The SAGU Lions are on a roll right now. They're feeling confident. They're feeling good. What can Loyola Green do to fight this?
Hopefully they have a comic relief in their team. Hopefully someone cracks a joke. I know Ogden's the one for us. Also Philip and Angry Snow Bear, but hopefully they have a teammate like that to like, hey guys, let's just come back real quick. And say something that is far reach, but can still happen, still possible. So hopefully they can figure it out. That's the best I can say. Just figure it out.
Absolutely. But the SAGU Lions up 4 rounds. Loyola Green with nothing. But as of right now, we see everyone has Phantoms or Vandals, which are the 2 assault rifles of this game. A few operators here and there. We are looking at a fully stacked game, meaning everyone has the best weapons that they can get. Everyone is ready to go. And now we'll see who can carry this momentum forward. Oh, and Ogden seeing the jet towards the A site. Not getting a kill, teleporting. That is one of the abilities that his agent has, Omen. Omen can teleport. Omen can shoot out smokes across walls and can shoot out this orb, but Sheesh getting a pick onto Ogden, and great trade, honestly, by Sheesh and Har to cover each other in that exchange. And now Loyola Green with their first advantage. They're 4 versus 3.
No, I don't think Loyola knows where SAGU is in general. They're not really rotating. They're just sticking to their position, and hopefully they can. I would think they would. Both sides are pretty free.
Yeah.
They can rotate either way. It just matters who is carrying Spike.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we're seeing the Killjoy on B site, but they're the only one there, and the SAGU Lions are actually going to try and push and commit towards B, but Drew PG ready for it.
Down B.
And the Bipolar not able to get the kill.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
and great play by Graph Theory and Drew PG to hold that site. And now it is a 4 versus 1. That was a last-ditch effort to try and lock down that site, and it did not work. Luckily, Jericho is able to keep his guns, but the economy on the SAGU side is not in their favor, and Loyola Green getting their first genuine lead. This is good stuff.
That was a good job by the Loyola player. I'm not sure who it was that got the pick on B site, but that player was the only one on B site, and if he goes down, that's round. I think SAGU would take that round,
Yeah.
but
I think that was Drew PG, the Killjoy.
okay.
Yeah, he did it. His turret, using his alarm bots, using his grenades, very well played. And it looks like they're going to try and push towards A site. They're very heavily committing towards this, and as you saw there, the Jet had an operator, which is the really strong sniper in this game. And one of the things that, Watto with his ultimate, which shoots out this wave that allows you to detect opponents in this huge move of, this nightmare tidal wave that allows you to detect opponents. But Ogden getting a little aggressive, getting picked off, but SAGU Lions plant the spike, and they're now on the defensive. This is right where they want to be.
And along with the ultimate, there is if you get tracked by the ultimate, there's a path that it leaves a trail where you went. So with that, they might have some information of where Loyola players are.
Yeah, and Bipolar getting a kill onto Har, but Graph Theory trading onto Watto.
Last player standing.
Oh, and now the SAGU Lions, it is 1 versus 3. Oh, and Jericho not able to get more than one. And here we have Loyola Green getting some genuine momentum, evening up this game. And now I think Loyola Green, now that they have their guns that they need, they have the utility, they have the momentum, and I think they're playing smarter. I feel like they're peaking together. They're getting efficient trades. They're not rushing as much. I think this is good.
I think that timeout was a very, very effective timeout for them. I mean, even though their slaying numbers aren't there, they still won the past 2 rounds, and it was a quick turnaround. And let's see if they keep on going, or SAGU can step up their game and reclaim the momentum they once had.
Absolutely. The SAGU Lions moving towards the B site. This is a very tricky site. There's lots of specific angles that you have to worry about. And right now, Bipolar got tagged by the Owl drone on the Loyola Green team, and he's got to be careful. They can see him through walls, which is what can make the Owl drone very effective. The SAGU Lions playing patient, not pushing, waiting for intel.
Shadows traveling.
They're going to do what they can. Bipolar's moving towards the A site and just gathering intel.
Bring them down.
And it looks like they're going to try and make some kind of push onto the site. They are aware that there are some on the B site, but the trick is figuring out where they are. Wow, and the SAGU Lions playing so patient here. Trying to set up for a flank. Oh, and they're being spotted. They're having to push onto the point.
30 seconds.
And Drew PG getting a double kill there. Locking down that site really well, but Watto and Syntix getting it down. And Sheesh getting a pick onto Watto. It's now a 2 versus 3, and Mary popping off, getting a kill onto Jericho. It's now just Syntix. He has all of his abilities, though. He has his ultimate. He has his turret. We'll see what he's able to do here. Oh, and getting that first pick, but not able to get the second. And see what I'm talking about. They move together. They're trading kills. They get a numbers advantage, and then they just go back and forth 1-to-1. Very well played by Loyola Green, and they have almost evened this up. They've won the last 3 rounds, doing a great job at bringing this back.
I think the tables have turned on SAGU a little bit with maybe the vibes aren't as good now, but you know they need a player like Ogden or Watto just to crack a joke or something. You know, remind them like we're here having fun. Obviously we want to win, but I think sometimes you get so blinded by wanting to win that it blocks you from actually winning. So maybe they just need to crack a joke real quick and start to have fun again. Because when they had all the momentum, they were having loads of fun with Syntex singing, Ogden banging his head. He bangs his head like he's listening to a little rock music or something. But both teams are playing very disciplined.
Yeah.
For my liking, I really like it.
Yeah. Nobody's being too aggressive. Nobody's being too overconfident. Very smart play here. And yeah, let's hope that the SAGU Lions can maybe get back into the headspace of confidence. And they're still feeling good, but now they're taking it a little more seriously. Kind of locking it in. Trying to play smart, checking angles, making sure that their approach is safe. The SAGU Lions do still have a lead here. They are a round up on Loyola Green. And Loyola Green are tracking the SAGU Lions moving towards the A site, so it looks like they're going to try and maybe move away. At least Bipolar, but Syntix with the Killjoy ultimate.
Can't use that. 30 seconds left.
But it looks like the Loyola Green is also using their ultimates. And the KO ultimate was destroyed. And Syntix trading a kill there. Taking control of this site and being able to plant the spike. So now the SAGU Lions are on the defensive, but it's a 2 versus 3. They are at a numbers disadvantage here.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh, but the Bipolar and Jericho hitting their shots. And there it is. Oh, my apologies. I thought the SAGU Lions only had 2.
Oh, but that was a great job of knowing where the popular spots to go. We call them default spots. So I know in Call of Duty it's like, hey, he's in default, which just means he's in the most common place that people play. People always push Heaven on the A bomb site. So I believe Bipolar got the kill on Heaven. Oh no, Jericho got the kill on on Heaven, and then Bipolar got the kill by the door. So
yeah,
that was a good. I'm guaranteed they were calming that, communicating that. So that was great comms by them.
Yeah, and Heaven being that upper balcony on that site, it's very good for whatever team is approaching because it's pretty safe up until you kind of peek around that corner. But the only danger is silly enough, the area underneath that balcony is referred to as hell.
Yes. And
you can shoot upward on players that are above you, and sometimes that can get you a kill because it's wood. You can shoot through that balcony. The SAGU Lions leaning more towards the B site here, playing safe, not being overly aggressive, but Ogden pushing forward, trying to gain some advantage, playing patiently. It looks like he's getting shot at from outside, but Jericho ready to back him up, and Ogden getting the kills he needs.
There they are.
Right now it's a 3 versus 3 scenario.
Blinding.
And Bipolar getting a kill onto Drew PG through the wall there.
Cover going out.
Great job. And Ogden dropping down his smoke. And so now these two Loyola Green players are going to have to struggle to break through that, and they'll have to basically expose themselves completely or just wait for the smoke to go away. And Ogden making the sound that he teleported, but in reality it was what's known as a fake teleport, which can help give you some kind of edge on your opponent.
One enemy remaining.
And Ogden, oh, not able to get the second, but getting the first. It's a 2 versus 1. The SAGU Lions playing patient, playing for time. And wow, Jericho, great job walking around, getting the flank on the offensive push from Loyola. Doing a great job there.
And Jericho picked up the operator, which is huge. You get a weapon without actually paying for it, which is another way to save your economy and to get more powerful weapons. So if you just have a pistol, you can pick up a Vandal, you can pick up a Phantom, rather than just keeping your pistol. So that was a 1,000 IQ play by Jericho there.
Yeah.
And
great job by Jericho. And Bipolar, as we're seeing, 11 kills, doing a really good job. And Loyola Green are having to save a lot of their money and not get very good weapons. Wow, Syntix, great shot. Watto and Syntix peeking that middle area together, securing that kill. Now it's a numbers advantage for the SAGU Lions. And once again, they're walking away with the momentum. And we'll see what they're able to do. Wow, great kill on by Bipolar. And it looks like this A site is pretty much empty. Wow. Very clean take by the SAGU Lions.
all starts off with those few picks, and makes it easier as long as you play patient, wait for the other team to make the mistake. Search and destroy titles, that's as easy as you can make it.
Yeah, absolutely.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, and Ogden not able to get the kill there. Oh, and Watto getting the kill with the pistol. Great job by Watto reading that situation.
With that, you saw the spray with the gun there.
Yeah.
It's like a, not sure what you call it, but a 3 burst, I guess, but it all shoots at one time. It's like a tri-beam. And
yeah.
Just more of a shotgun rather than an actual pistol,
yeah.
I guess you can call it.
In that starting pistol, the primary fire is more of a standard pistol, and that secondary fire is similar to a shotgun.
Yes.
And Watto reading the situation, moving forward, and closing that distance so it's harder for the opponent to get the advantage there, doing a great job. Now the SAGU Lions set up 4 rounds once again. This is what we saw at the beginning. But now 7 is a much more drastic difference than 4.
Now with this, I am going to give a little Valorant history. What I don't want us to see is go up to 9-3. Now 9-3 is a huge round count because they call it the 9-3 curse, and a lot of teams get reverse swept with that. So let's hopefully we don't get there.
When you say most teams get swept with it, do you mean the team that is 9 or like the team that's 3 makes a comeback?
3 makes a comeback.
Really?
So let's hope we don't get to that point.
Yeah, let's hope.
And
oh, but both Killjoy ultimates are going down.
One enemy remaining.
And wow. Oh, and Syntix. He has, so Syntix, wow, great job by Syntix there. Syntix has these little grenades that he can place beforehand, and he can throw them and activate them later. So what we see there is he gets the first kill, and then that grenade is ticking away at that player in the back as they're trying to plant the spike. And
it's kind of like C4
yeah.
in other video games or in real life, actually. But
yeah.
Remote detonation
is
another word you can use. But
it's a really strong ability. You can set things up ahead of time and then from the safety of cover, activate them. And as we saw there, get the kill. But Graph Theory and Sheesh getting picks onto the SAGU Lions. Ogden keeping it somewhat even, but Graph Theory holding down this B site. Not giving up anything.
Last player standing.
Oh my, wow, Graph Theory with a quadra kill there, getting 4 kills.
Switching sides.
I mean, that was probably like, I mean, of course you want that to happen before you switch sides, but I mean, for that last round, that was the best case scenario. But now the sides have swapped, the money and economy has been reset. Everyone goes back to 0 charges on their ultimate and the same amount of money, and everyone starts with the same gun.
Now, this is going to be fun because I've seen Jericho at work with the Sheriff. He is absolutely disgusting with it. And when I say disgusting, in the best way possible. This man, I've seen him in past matches last semester in practice and everything. He just flicks on people, headshot, and it is insane.
Yeah.
Along with the switching sides, all credits do clear. Gives you the base number to where you can buy half shields and get a pistol, or get full shields, keep your classic, or whatever variation you would want.
Yeah, and shields being essentially the armor in this game, it helps prevent damage from, it helps keep you from losing. Oh wow, Ogden in a great position, and Syntax and Watto with a double kill there. And wow, that was a great hold by the SAGU Lions. That happened so fast I couldn't even commentate it.
Yeah, they just dropped like flies. That was insane team shots, and by team shots we mean basically you and your teammate shooting at one person and dealing more damage than it would just be a one versus one. So
absolutely,
it's great team shots, great communication of Syntax peeking, notice he's getting hit, might not win that gunfight, but he goes back behind cover, lets his teammate clear up some of those kills. So great teamwork right there.
Absolutely. And I mean, Watto, Syntax doing a great job at using the cover around them to their advantage and not overextending. We also were seeing a lot of what looked like pinching the attacking Loyola Green team in this entryway and just stopping them from getting any kind of significant lead there. Great job by the SAGU Lions, and they are going to be walking into this following round of this second half with an advantage. Right now, we're not seeing what you were talking about before.
Yeah,
it is 9-4.
When we did lose that round, I was kind of happy. Just because I've never seen that curse not happen. Every time I watch, like on Twitch, I watch the pros, I watch other college teams. I'm just an avid esports fan, and I've never seen it not happen, which is insane.
Well, let's hope it doesn't happen to the SAGU Lions, because that would be unfortunate. But right now, the Loyola Green team actually getting a really good push onto the site, but looks like they've taken some chip damage. And Bipolar and Watto
30 seconds left.
doing what they can to control this site.
Spike planted.
And they're communicating with each other, peeking at the same time, taking shots. Doing a great job at covering their areas. And now they have a numbers advantage.
One enemy remaining.
There's one left. And there he goes, Bipolar getting that final kill there. SAGU Lions going 10-4. They just have to win 3 more rounds, and they take this conference week win. This is a really great position for the SAGU Lions. All they got to do is just keep this forward momentum and lock it down. They're doing a great job at retaking these sites, which has been something they've struggled with in the past. This is something they've really, really worked on. Watto has constantly been in the training room saying, hey, we need to learn how to retake sites, even at a numbers disadvantage, because that's how we win games. And, I mean, as we can see here, 10-4. So impressive. Bipolar, 17 kills.
He didn't even warm up. That's the part that's blowing my mind. He just literally sat down and said, hey, Steven, you're good. I got the rest. Thank you for filling in.
Yeah.
And going crazy.
Yeah. Being an absolute monster on this Ascent map. And we'll see if the SAGU Lions, how they're able to close it out. If they're able to close it out, what is Loyola Green supposed to do here? I feel like it looks like they're overcommitting a lot of times. They're not playing as safe as they should be. They're not playing patient. Feels like they're getting desperate.
Yes, that's the best way to explain it. I think they're thinking they need to make a hero play to change the momentum.
Wow. And I mean, as we're saying, every now and then you'll get lucky, and this Loyola Green team getting
Spike planted.
good kills, and now it is a 3 versus 1. We're going to see if Bipolar, being the... Oh, and sheesh. Getting 3 kills by the end of it. And doing a great job at locking that down. So the SAGU Lions still up double the amount of rounds, but right now, Loyola Green getting some momentum, getting their foot in the door here.
SAGU does have the wiggle room, but I don't think Watto cares much to say. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
He just wants to put them away and, you know, go have dinner or go have a late night snack and watch
Yeah,
movies.
absolutely.
But
He wants to call this game done and finished.
yeah, as I know a lot of sports, like baseball, football, is keep the pedal to the metal and keep going. Don't ease up.
Yeah. Loyola Green team trying to lock down these areas, and the SAGU Lions are doing their best to prevent them from pushing forward. Oh, and Mary popping off, ready for the aggressive play by Ogden, getting a double kill also onto Watto. And now it's a 5 versus 3 situation. And Syntax with nothing but the starting pistol, I assume. And we'll see if the SAGU Lions are able to come up with a response for this. Bipolar playing safe, playing smart.
And it does seem
Spike
a
planted.
couple of the SAGU players are planning to save here. I know Bipolar has the Operator, which is the most expensive gun in the game.
Yeah.
So might as well save that.
I believe it's 4,700 credits.
It's something insane where you have to go crazy for it. But I believe they're just going to bunch up and just save for the next round. You know, give this one up. I know Jericho has the most expensive LMG, which is a light machine gun. I know it says light, but it's not light.
No, it's basically a machine gun.
Yeah, with the toy, it does look like a play toy.
That is one of the skins that you
yes.
can get for these guns.
I don't know whether you bought it with the actual money or there's a thing called a battle pass. The more you play, you gain rewards. Whether it's camos and various other things. And he barely gets out of there alive.
Barely survives
with the
there.
gun. That is insane.
Wow. But yeah, the SAGU Lions taking a kill at the end there, and now they're not as stranded. They have some guns they're working with, and you know, as of right now, they're able to kind of hold their own and make this worth it. But we'll see what the SAGU Lions can do in response. We're seeing an Operator, the most expensive gun. We're seeing an Odin, most expensive light machine gun, and then we're seeing 3 submachine guns.
I did see on Loyola's side that I believe all 5 of them had Vandals.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting play. I've never seen that. I know there's either 3 Vandals, 2 Phantoms, because Phantoms are an AR, but they're more of a close range, fast fire rate type of gun.
Oh, and Bipolar not able to get out of that situation. And they are going to hard push on to this A site. And the SAGU Lions trying to get kills. Watto and Syntax each getting 1. It's a 3 versus 2 scenario. And Syntax picking up that Operator. But actually grabbing the Vandal, which I think is a good decision here. They're playing patient, not over-aggressing. And they're hoping for maybe a chance at defusing here.
Last player standing.
Oh, and Drew PG getting the kill onto Syntax, and Jericho getting 1 on Sheesh, but Drew PG was ready.
I mean, it's only a 2-round or 3-round game. Sorry about that, but I mean, they're coming back slowly but surely, and I think I mean, then again, it shows that slaying isn't everything. SAGU is outslaying Loyola, but Loyola somehow they're starting to come back.
Yeah.
And that just comes with knowing when to plant the bomb, where to plant the bomb, and just holding down sites.
Yeah.
But let's hope that our slaying power can now translate into round wins.
Yeah. And Syntax shooting through the wall there, hoping to get a kill. The Odin, that light machine gun, that was Jericho, my apologies. the Odin is really good at getting kills through walls. And that's something it is very much known for, and him continuing to try and see if he can get something there. But as you can see on where we're watching, we can see the red outlines of the Loyola green team. But the SAGU lines are not able to see that. That is something that we can only see in the spectator view. And so keep in mind, they're still kind of guessing as to where the opposing team is and trying to figure it out. And as we say, intelligence, information, knowing where things are, that's a huge part of this game. And wow, Graph Theory using his shock dart bow and arrow ability to get a kill onto Ogden. It's a 5 versus 4 now.
Night-night.
But Bipolar getting a pick. Looking for a second one, but backing off. Knowing it's too risky. I think that was good by Bipolar.
I know Bipolar has been working on playing a little more disciplined. I know last semester he was kind of
30 seconds left.
antsy, I guess you can say, and he just wanted to go out, try to slay out. But now he still can slay out, but he knows how to do it smartly and more effectively.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and Watto not getting spotted out here. But the Loyola green team are able to plant, and Jericho trying to shoot through this wall and maybe get another kill. Bipolar pushing up, being aggressive. The Loyola green team not giving up anything on their end. Them playing very smart there. And Watto getting a kill on Dahar. It's now a 4 versus 2. It's now 4 versus 1. Watto getting another kill. And they know where this last one is. They just saw him use the ultimate, and Watto getting a triple kill by the end of it there. And the SAGU lines get back into the groove and find their momentum once again, shutting down whatever forward push Loyola Green was trying to get there.
That was a really good job by SAGU on the retake. They just needed to take their time, communicate with each other how we want to push and time it up. I think before they started rushing a little bit. Now they're fluidly communicating with each other, and also not only communicating, but they're listening to what their teammates are saying and understanding what they're saying. That's a huge part of esports, where you can call out things, you can communicate, but are you actually listening?
Yeah.
Which I think they are beginning to listen, as Syntax had a little mishap with his own little alarm bot.
Syntax accidentally activating his device that dealt some damage to himself, but you know, it happens. It happens. Can't say it doesn't happen to all of us, even the best of us. But Bipolar using his ultimate ability with those very quick and very dangerous daggers. We'll see if he's able to get any mileage out of this. And the thing is with these daggers, if you get a kill, so you only have 5, but if you get a kill, it restocks your daggers. The SAGU Lions here only need 2 more rounds to take this game 2 and take the week 5 conference win.
That's crazy. We're already in week 5.
Yeah, it is week 5. Fast. Yes. After this week, there's only 3 weeks left.
Yep.
It is going by quick.
I already finished my first graduate class, and it's going crazy.
Graph Theory there getting a kill on Polar.
Spike planted.
Loyola Green, 5 versus 3. Hard getting a kill onto Syntax. They are not letting the SAGU Lions carry this lead any further. Trying to shut it down, stop it at all costs. And as you can see there, Watto and Jericho are in heaven, and they're able to shoot down into the area that is known as Hell. Watto getting a kill, getting 2, looking for a 3rd. Oh, and he saw him there.
Still waiting. Bring them down.
Last player standing.
Oh, and Watto not able to get the 3rd. Graph Theory able to clean that up.
Remaining.
Oh, but okay, the spike actually ended up killing 2 of them, which will probably inhibit the economy on the Loyola Green side a little bit. Granted, I could tell that they were all still buying Vandals and these big heavy ARs, but you know, it still helps. Any little bit helps. The Graph Theory with 21 kills. He is having a phenomenal game right now, and the Bipolar at 18 right behind him. These two players just being absolute powerhouses in this game too. And right now it looks like the SAGU Lions have opted to save their money, at least for the most part. And Sheesh getting a good peek onto Watto. Peeking together, peeking 2 at a time. Very smart.
You are powerless.
Oh, and Ogden.
Only if he saw what we saw.
If only Ogden could see what we are seeing.
Spike planted.
And Syntex trying to get a pick here. Not able to convert. And Ogden getting a kill onto Har. He now has a Vandal. It's 2 versus 4.
I would like to see Ogden save a little bit here. This round is kind of as you can say, lost cause. Syntex can kind of throw his life at him, try to get a kill to get some eco, but doesn't seem so like that. And
Yeah.
Ogden went ahead and just chowed, which honestly either way would work, but
Yeah, unfortunately, the SAGU Lions losing all their guns there. Every single one of them getting taken down. And the Loyola Green team getting some momentum once again, stopping this SAGU Lions advance. And now they're only 2 rounds down. It's a very similar situation we were seeing last game,
Placing swarm grenade.
where the SAGU Lions only need to win 2 more rounds to take
Placing
this
swarm grenade.
weak win. But we'll see what kind of strategies they come up with to secure it in this game too. Jericho trying to go for some early scouting. Shooting through the wall. Oh, almost. That was very close. Unfortunately, Jericho's not able to see what we are seeing, but man, if he could. Oh, and Watto almost getting the double kill there, but Har, as well as Graph Theory, getting a kill, making it 4 versus 3. Jericho playing a bit on the offensive, pushing forward. Not overextending.
now, Loyola's just trying to place for more information here by keeping mid control. Mid control is a huge part because at that point, once you know where everyone is, you can either go A or you can go B. It's really up to you and how much control you have. So with them not knowing there's only one at B, they may go A, and hopefully SAGU can hold their ground and slay out. But it does look like Jericho is trying to wrap around and possibly flank, which is basically attack from behind, which he indeed does.
Wow, Jericho, great kill there.
30 seconds left.
Evening it out, 3 versus 3, and now Loyola Green on the offense. They only have 30 seconds. Oh, but... Oh, and Jericho, great job getting a kill through the wall there.
Enemy remaining.
Getting a... Wow, Jericho with 3 kills now. Able to
10
tag.
seconds left.
That is
Wow. So well played by Jericho there. So Jericho's agent is known as Sova, and he has so many abilities that allow him to see where the opponent is even through walls. Now keep in mind, he's using the Odin, which is a gun that is great at shooting through walls. So smart by Jericho there. Anytime you see them flash like that, Jericho can also see that. So he's seeing the opposing players through the walls, and with the Odin, taking those shots. Phenomenal job by Jericho. And now SAGU Lions are 1 round away from a win. They only need to win 1 more round to take this weak set.
Mark 2.
Cover going out.
But Watto using his ultimate to gather information and also kind of lock down on the opposing players. As we mentioned before, it creates this trail that you can track.
No, I believe they all know they're kind of leaning more towards A, and I do see Watto knowing that one is mid, or sorry, Ogden. But they are trying to funnel them, like kind of corral them to go towards A. I know they do like to let the players attack, like let them on site so we know where they are and slay out. So hopefully they can.
Wow, and Ogden stopping the spike.
A.
The spike plant. And we're going to see if the Loyola Green team is able to get anything out of this. Oh, but there's that Killjoy ultimate by Syntix.
Nice.
And Watto up in heaven getting kills. This is looking really bad for Loyola Green. But wow,
enemy
okay.
remaining.
What?
Spike planted.
Their Omen player rotated over towards the B side and got the spike planted, but it is a 4 versus 1, and that is going to be the conference win. Because I think the SAGU Lions have more than enough time to defuse this. And
That was a great play by the Roman. That discombobulated me. I'm not even gonna lie. I was very confused when it said spike planted. I'm like, well, how?
Yeah, and as you can see him in the mini map on the top left, he's on the complete other site planting the spike. So as the entire SAGU team is fighting on the A site, he's getting the spike planted, which unfortunately Omen's not a very strong defensive character. He can be, but he is limited without teammates. And as you can see there, Ognen being ready for it and getting that kill. And as you can see, Graph Theory, 23 kills. Jericho, 18 kills. Wow, Watto, Bipolar, Ognen, and Jericho all hitting 18 kills. That is so impressive.
We brought the slaying power out this one. Even Syntix still going even. We didn't have one player that was negative.
Yeah.
We slayed out, but some of the rounds did get away from us, I do think. If we really want to nitpick at things. Which,
that's what we're here for.
We're
here to nitpick.
I love to do. You know, no matter what type of constructive criticism no matter how you win, how much you win, there's always something that you can still improve on. So, with that, I think they played very disciplined compared to previous weeks. And now I just think they need to, when they're up, stay up and keep the pedal to the metal, keep the gas on the pedal, and don't let them have that little hope. Get rid of all their hope and take the dub. Yeah.
And here we see the SAGU Lions taking their Week 5 victory against Loyola Green. And game 1, we had Clutchshire in for Bipolar, still doing a really good job at playing that that sentinel role, locking down certain areas. And I mean, I don't know if I had ever seen this before, but here we saw in game 1, we saw Syntix with a 31 kill finish. So impressive. And then in game 2 here, we're seeing our SAGU Lions playing really smart, playing well, getting, Ognen doing a really great job at locking down these flank positions so that the opposing team can't get any kind of edge. And the SAGU Lions just playing very well, and I think I agree with you. They did good in the individual rounds themselves, but it didn't feel like the momentum carried over as heavily as it should have been. And the Loyola Green team was actually able to capitalize on that, as we saw a couple times, where, they're at I believe it was 10 or 11 rounds, and Loyola Green only has like 8 or 9, but they start to even it up and start to bring it back. And, unfortunately, Loyola Green wasn't able to find that final stretch, find that thing that would really put them up there. But SAGU Lions going 3-2 in this ECAC Division B Valorant season so far. And as of right now, if they can get one more win, they are guaranteed to be in the playoffs, which would be really, it's kind of what you're aiming for here.
Yes.
And I mean, you've got 3 games, you got 3 weeks. I mean, yes, you want to win the next 3. That's ideal, but locking it down, working hard, and even if you're going up against people that are way out of your league, finding a way to secure a win and get this thing locked and loaded. But SAGU Lions playing really, really well. Do you have any closing thoughts? Any final comments?
Shout out to Bipolar for a crazy game 2 coming in cold. Syntix going crazy game 1, and also Clutchshire filling in for game 1 as well. That was huge because, if we don't have a fill-in, that's a forfeit, and that's just heartbreaking. Honestly, forfeits are heartbreaking unless you're getting the win, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
But if you're getting the loss, I think that's heartbreaking. But other than that, I think we played fine. And looking forward to looking forward for more success.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this has been the SAGU Esports broadcast of our SAGU Lines Valorant team. My name is Evan the Astro Kid. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Alex Mewtwo.
And I want to thank you guys for being here. It's been a lot of fun. We've loved watching our SAGU Lions team. Shout out to SAGU Esports. Please go follow them on all the social medias, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube, all the things. And because, I mean, without you guys playing the games, you know, Coach Wilkie, all these people contributing to making this esports thing happen, thank you. You guys are amazing. And go show them some love. Give them some support. We'd love to see your comments. We'd love to talk to you guys. So let us know how you felt about today's match. And just for the future and things upcoming, we have Super Smash Brothers on Monday nights. We have Valorant here on Tuesday nights. We have Rocket League tomorrow night on Wednesdays. And then we have Call of Duty, where Mewtwo himself will be playing on Friday night. And I believe that's going to be it for us.
Yep.
And I want to thank you guys once again for being here. And this has been the SAGU Sports Network.